The Kingdom of Cambodia. Khmer Lady. Khmer ladies are traditionally expected to be modest, soft-spoken, well-mannered, industrious, act as the family's caregivers and caretakers, and financial controllers as well, maintain their virginity until marriage, become faithful wives, and act as advisor to their husband. The light working and refinement of Cambodian lady is further described as being quiet in movement that one cannot hear the sound of the silk skirt rustling. As financial controllers, the lady of Cambodia can be identified as having household authority at the familial level. Sport. Football soccer is one of the most popular sports, although professional organized sports are not as prevalent in Cambodia as in Western countries because of the economic condition. Soccer was brought to Cambodia by the French and became popular with the locals. The Cambodia national football team managed fourth in the 1972 Asian Cup, but the development has slowed since the Civil War. Western sports such as basketball, volleyball, bodybuilding, field hockey, rugby union, golf, and baseball are gaining popularity. Volleyball is by far most popular sport in the country. Native sports include traditional boat racing, buffalo racing, Pradan Saray, Khmer traditional wrestling, and Bokato. Cambodia first participated in the Olympics during the 1956 Summer Olympic Games sending equestrian riders. Cambodia also hosted the GNAEFO Games, the alternative to the Olympics, in the 1960s. Dance. Cambodian dance can be divided into three main categories: Khmer classical dance, folk dance, and social dance. The exact origins of the Khmer classical dance are disputed. Most native Khmer scholars trace modern dance form back to the time of Angkor, seeing similarities in the temple engravings of the period, while others hold that modern Khmer dance styles were learned or relearned from Siamese court dances in the 18,000. Khmer classical dance is a form of stylised performance arts established in the royal court of the Cambodia as exhibited for both entertainment and ceremonial purposes. The dances are performed by intricately costumed, highly trained men and women on public occasions for tribute, invocation, or to enact traditional story or epic poems such as Rimke, the Khmer version of Ramayana, known formerly as Strobambre Bristol. It is set to music of the pan-pad ensemble accompanied by the vocal chorus. Cambodia folk dance, often performed to mahori music, celebrates the various cultural and ethnic groups of Cambodia. Folk dance originated in the village and are performed for the most part by the villagers for the villagers. The movements are largely stylish and clothing worn is that the people the dancers are portraying such as hill tribes, some jump or farmers. Typically faster paced than classical dance, folk dance display themes of the common person such as love, comedy, or wanting of evil spirits. Social dance are those performed by guests at banquets, parties, or other informal social gatherings. Khmer traditional or social dance are analogous to those of other Southeast nations. Examples including the circle dance Romvong or Rombak, as well as Saravan and Lam Li, Modern Western popular dances including cha-cha, bolero, and madison have also influenced Cambodian social dance. The National Library of Cambodia opened in 1924. It suffered much destruction during the Khmer Rouge era. About the music, traditional Cambodian music dates back as far as the Khmer Empire. Royal dance like the Apsara dance are icons of the Cambodian culture, as are the mahori ensembles that accompany them. More rural forms of music include chambe and ayai. The former is popular among the older generation and is most often a solo performance of a man plucking a Cambodian guitar chabe in between a cappella verse. The lyrics usually have moral and religious theme. Ayai can be also performed as solo or by a man and woman and is often committed in nature. It is a form of lyrical poetry, often full of double entendres, that can be either scripted or completely impromptu and ad-lib. Once sung by a duo, a man and a woman take turns answering the other's verse or posing riddles for the other to solve, with the short instrumental breaks in between verses. Playing car with the music is a set of traditional music and songs played both for entertainment and as accompaniment for the various ceremony parts of traditional days-long Khmer wedding. Cambodian popular music is performed with Western-style instruments or a mixture of the traditional and Western instruments. Dance music is composed in particularly style for social dance. The music of crooner Sin Sisamot or Rose Serais Soti from the 1960s to the 1970s is considered to be the classic pop music of Cambodia. During the Khmer Rouge Revolution, many classic and popular singers of the 1960s and 1970s were murdered, starved to death, or overworked to death by the Khmer Rouge, and many original master tapes from the period were lost and destroyed. In the year 1980s, Gal Surat, a referee settled in the United States, and others carry on the legacy of the classic singers, often remarking their popular song. The 1980s and the 1990s also saw the rise in popularity of Kantum, a music style of the Khmer Surin set to modern instrumentation. The Australian hip-hop group Astronomy Glass has recorded with Chanti, a native-born Cambodian female singer. The Dangyo Fever Rock and Roll band feature a Cambodian female singer and backup band from California. It is also classified as a world music and combines Cambodian music with Western style group. About the science and technology, a National Committee for Science and Technology representing 11 ministries has been in place in 1999. Although 7 ministries are responsible for the country's 33 public universities, the majority of these institutions come under the umbrella of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport. In year 2010, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport approved a policy on research development in the education sector. This move represented the first step towards a national approach to research and development across the university sector and the application of research for the purpose of national development. This policy was allowed by the country's first National Science and Technology Master Plan 2014 to 2020. It was officially launched by the Ministry of Planning in December 2014 as the culmination of a 2-year process supported by the Korea International Cooperation Agency. The plan makes provision for establishing a science and technology foundation to promote industrial innovation with a particular focus on agriculture, primary industry, and ICTs.